Hey guys, Jay Crawls here. The new unit, the Tank Crusher, has just come out, and it comes pre-ranked, so you get it at level 6 if you're 65. One thing, don't let the missions fool you. Uh, the ones where they allow you to use the Tank Crusher, even though that they say they're rank 1, they're not, because the stats, when you look at the stats, they're actually higher than the unit does at rank 1. It's closer to max. So they kind of did that, and I don't know if they did that intentionally or what, but just don't be fooled by thinking wow, this thing's a rank 1, look how powerful it is. When it gets up to 8, it's going to be super powerful. No, that's not the case. They've already pre-ranked it for the test missions as well. So anyway, I wanted to compare it against the Brute and the Legendary Boar, also the Aereo Jetpack, and the new unit, the Samurai. So, and the reason I put this guy here is because the snake is evil. No, I wish I had it. Look at that. It's gonna tear me up. If this snake targets one of my my units here, it's just gone. So I want to eliminate him as quickly as I can. Get out of here. Okay. So the 3 shots that it has, you'll notice that this first shot here, the vehicle crush, does explosive damage. The next shot here, which is the 21-ton collision, it does crushing damage. And the final one, which is the rocket assault, which does explosive damage as well. So you may wonder why they made this 21-ton collision explosive not explosive damage, made it crushing damage, is because I think they thought that it would be a lot more powerful than they anticipated, especially since they gave it a 100% chance of crit. Well, the 100% chance of crit makes the unit look like, wow, look at all the red numbers flashing on the screen. It must be doing well. Well, not necessarily. It doesn't mean it's doing that well, because most of these units, like the super mega tanks, have very good resistance to crushing, but not a lot of resistance to explosive. Most units do not have resistance to explosive damage, but a lot of units do have for crushing. That's why wimps don't do very well against mega tanks. So this crushing attack, while it's going to do a crit shot on everything, it's not going to do a lot of damage. See, 126 on that, 137. Now, these guys in the back, it'll kill them very easily. One, because they have very low resistance and very low health, so it'll kill those things almost instantly. But as far as the mega tanks, it's going to do only about 120 to 150 damage, and it'll crit every time. The better of the shots is going to be this shot right here, which we talked about, the vehicle crush, because it has explosive damage, and if it gets a crit, it can get up much higher damage. See, in 306 range, but it can only target one unit itself. Okay, as opposed to the Brute here, its single shot without a crit did 256. So all in all, the Brute has a lot more power on a single unit, but it does have some limitations. See, that did a good crit too. It has limitations. That being it right there. One is that it's weak. It has to go in the front row, and it gets chewed up and killed really easily. It doesn't survive in a boss strike very long at all. Pretty much this unit you put there to kill one thing or bring down its health very rapidly. This shot right here does very well against units too. 70, 150, and 100 as well. So I actually think that sometimes this the rocket assault can do better than these other 2 shots if it gets a crit on all 3 of those. Plus, that shot can hit air. It doesn't necessarily do as well against the air units, but it does okay. So let's just see. When you're talking about regular units, like these units, soldier units, it's going to do okay damage, 140, 150 damage against those guys. It's not going to get a crit on those, but you can't use this first shot, but you can use this second shot. So let's just attack him, show you that. 80, 80, and 90. It's not getting crits on those. So this aerial jetpack can hit with about the same force, has great armor piercing, and has a larger area. But this guy can actually target an area where there's nothing there. So that's kind of nice as well. Like I can target here if I want to hit a unit that's here and here, so I can actually get in the middle. I can target the center area and crush that whole area. See, out of everything, my brute's doing the worst here. Okay, so the samurai's still going to get the more damage than any of these units with that one attack that it has there. All right, let's do. Let's just do this one. I didn't really get to compare it against the other units. I kind of spent all the time talking about the brute that time. So let me find this thing again. Okay, there they are. Let's put those guys up there, and let's see. Let me get some samurais in there just to kind of compare that as well. Okay. So if you already have legendary boars, let me take out this vet here, and this is why I like the samurais, because I can one-shot kill units like that and just say I don't want them, they're gone. I like that. So okay, now this shot's available, and you see it did much better against that because it doesn't have any armor on it, and it doesn't have any good crushing resistance. Whereas these two units had much better crushing resistance. Okay, the boar can do this shot, which has the freeze damage, and none of these things have resistance to freeze damage. So, and it also hits planes. So this shot is actually going to do just as well, and it has a chance of freeze. So I really like that. So I guess what I'm saying there is that if you have the legendary boars, you're not necessarily going to need the tank crusher. But if you don't have enough of these, let's just compare this shot here. This is that. If you don't have enough boars, then maybe you want to add a couple of the tank crushers to your unit army as well. Alright, now let's just use the samurai on this front row. See, does really good at cleaning up units. Samurai. Okay, now the anti-air. Let's use that against these guys. Pretty decent damage. Just under 300. Didn't get any crits there. You can see that my crushers are dying faster than my samurais because they have less resistance and less dodge and defense. Didn't get any crits against the plane that time either. Let me use the boar here, and this hits a larger area. So if you have a lot of boars and you just don't have any nanopods, then I guess what I'm saying is you do not need to go out and spend any money on the tank crusher. It is a fun unit, bounces up and down, hits things. That's kind of cool. Not necessarily a must-have unit though. Look at that. Gosh, gonna get these things killed. It's tragic. Okay, let me Let me see what's going to hit me next. He's frozen, okay, they're frozen, so let me make this guy into sushi. Okay, well, I want to show you another video while this plays out here. I wanted to show you how this guy did against the Ancient Sentinel. So I took him to my son's base and tested him out. I froze the arm just to see what this 21-ton collision shot would do against the body and the arm at the same time. And let's see if I can get this. Okay, you see how it got 431 against the arm, that's frozen, and it got a 66 against the body, which is not too bad. It's going to crit every time there. And then it got 98 against the other arm. So that's, overall, that's not too bad for the 21 collision shot. Now I target it with the other shot and get a 70, which is not bad as well. It did get a crit. It won't always get a crit on that, but... And then also there was the Rocket Assault, which got 3 crits against it. So I guess what I'm saying with that is that this unit, if you don't have units that can beat the Ancient Sentinel yet, if you're still a little weak on units and you don't have the legendary boars, this unit will do well against the Ancient Sentinel. It'll help you out. So it's not going to live a long time, but it will help you out to fight the Ancient Sentinel. So anyway, so I guess what I'm saying about this unit is I don't think it's a must-have unit. If you want to get 1 or 2 just to play with, it's you know, probably more than likely, if you have all these other units I'm talking about, it's just going to sit there. You may just think it's cool and fun to play with, so you may use it every once in a while. I'll try it out in some PvP later. But overall, I'm thinking that the unit, because it hits air, that's always a plus. But so does the legendary boar. It gives you 2 shots that hit air. This only hits vehicle units, and this is by far, I guess you could say, its best shot that it has right there. So anyway, overall an okay unit, not too bad. So you might want to pick some of those up for the boss strike that's coming up, but it's not going to be a unit that just sails through and just makes it all easier. So anyway, it's not a legendary critter. So I hope this review has helped you, and tell me what you think below about this unit. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and enjoy the invasion.